Over 50 and waking up each morning with that familiar stiffness creeping through your spine. You stretch, you twist, you wait for the gentle crack that says your back has agreed to start the day. But deep down, you feel a little less flexible, a little shorter, as though gravity has finally caught up. The truth is, aging isn't the main reason your spine feels old. Your eating habits are. Most people focus on posture classes, stretching, yoga, or ergonomic chairs, believing mechanics will save their backs. But if your daily meals keep fueling invisible inflammation, every exercise is just temporary relief. What goes onto your fork decides how your spine feels when you stand. And 3 specific foods, so common that you probably ate one of them in the last 24 hours, may be aging your spine years ahead of schedule. Before we dig in, take a moment to share in the comments where you're rewatching from and what your daily back challenge looks like. Pain first thing in the morning? Tension after a short walk? Fatigue during chores? I read those stories because each clue reveals how lifestyle slowly sculpts the spine. Now imagine your spine as a living tower made of elastic cushions joined by bone. Each intervertebral disc is about 80% water wrapped in collagen. It thrives on movement, hydration, and nutrient-rich blood. When circulation is blocked or inflammation locks in, discs dry, lose elasticity, and begin collapsing, a process doctors politely call degenerative change. But degeneration isn't inevitable. Nutrition either keeps those cushions springy or wrings them dry. Let's start with the first offender, added sugar and refined carbohydrates. You've heard that sugar causes weight gain and diabetes, but the damage runs deeper. Every spoonful creates a sudden surge in blood glucose, forcing your body to pump insulin. This roller coaster stalls nutrient absorption and triggers low-grade inflammation that races through connective tissue. Yes, including the small joints between vertebrae. Inside your discs lives a network of collagen fibers. These are flexible, stretchy, designed to withstand twist and shock. Yet when sugar binds to those proteins, it forms what scientists call advanced glycation end products. Sticky molecules that turn cartilage brittle, like caramel glazing soft leather. Stretch that brittle tissue and small tears open. Microscopic at first, they compound until what once felt like morning stiffness becomes chronic ache. But sugar rarely appears alone. You find it disguised in nearly every packaged food labeled light or low-fat. Yogurts, breads, cereals, salad dressings, even savory soups hide refined carbohydrates that act identically in the bloodstream. Harvard Medical School. As longitudinal studies show that adults with chronically elevated insulin not only carry more belly fat, but also show measurable joint degradation independent of age or weight. In other words, even a slim, active person can have an old spine if sugar stays unchallenged. The fix isn't starvation, it's substitution. Replace breakfast cereal with oatmeal and berries. Skip soft drinks and reach for sparkling water splashed with citrus. If coffee needs sweetness, add a pinch of cinnamon or a single drop of honey. Within 2 weeks, taste buds recalibrate, cravings loosen their grip, and inflammation begins to retreat. The next spine-sapping culprit hides behind a friendly label: vegetable oil. For decades, advertisements promised that industrial seed oils, corn, soybean, canola, sunflower, were healthy alternatives to saturated fat. But science has overturned that myth. These oils are chemically extracted using high heat and solvents, which transform natural fats into oxidized compounds that quietly inflame the body. They're overloaded with omega-6 fatty acids. You need omega-6 in small amounts, but balance is everything. Traditional diets contained roughly equal omega-3s and omega-6. The modern Western diet tilts closer to 20 to 1. That imbalance fuels inflammatory cytokines, small immune messengers that behave like sparks. But instead of burning short and bright, they smolder endlessly inside your joints. Your spine relies on micro-movements between vertebrae, and each micro-movement depends on tiny cartilage-coated facets staying smooth and hydrated. When high omega-6 intake persists, the cartilage's surface roughens, its cells release enzymes that accelerate wear, and discomfort spreads outward to muscles struggling to stabilize the shifting structure. Research from the University of Oslo followed adults over 55 for 8 years and found those with the highest omega-6 dominance in blood markers showed twice the rate of lower back diagnoses as peers with balanced ratios. To shift chemistry back in your favor, replace inflammatory oils with cold-pressed olive oil, avocado oil, or small portions of grass-fed butter. These fats contain antioxidants and monounsaturated compounds that cool inflammation and rebuild the membrane around spinal cells. Add salmon, sardines, mackerel, or chia seeds, rich in omega-3s that literally soften stiff joints from the inside. Clinical trials show that increasing omega-3 intake while cutting processed oils improved back pain scores in as little as 6 weeks. Think of it as changing the oil inside your body's engine. Now we turn to the third and probably most deceptive offender, processed meats, bacon, sausages, hot dogs, deli slices, ham, all favorites built for convenience and flavor. Unfortunately, convenience carries a cost. To preserve color and shelf life, manufacturers rely on sodium nitrates and nitrites, chemicals that create vivid pink meat but generate toxic nitrosamines once inside the body. These compounds inflame blood vessel linings and stifle circulation. Reduced circulation starves tissues of oxygen and nutrients. Your spine's discs, which already receive very little direct blood flow, depend on diffusion of nutrients from nearby vessels. When those vessels constrict, the discs choke. Processed meats also punch the system with salt. Excess sodium draws water out of soft tissue, exactly what your discs are made of, leaving them dehydrated and less spongy. A dehydrated disc can no longer cushion vertebrae properly, so each step compresses nerves that thread through the lumbar spine. That compression explains why many older adults develop that burning line of pain radiating down the leg. Researchers in the British Journal of Nutrition confirmed the link. People eating processed meats 5 or more times a week had significantly thinner lumbar discs on MRI scans than those who ate them rarely. The simple solution? When you crave the savory kick of cured meat, cook real food. Grill chicken breast or turkey and slice it thin for sandwiches. Use herbs or a touch of mustard for flavor instead of heavy salt. On weekends, if you love bacon, make it a treat. Nitrate-free, one serving, savored with intention. The reward is not punishment, but mobility. Now, why focus on food when so many back fixes promise faster results? Because every cell in your discs and cartilage lives on the chemistry you circulate. Imagine watering a tree daily, but the water carries acid. No amount of pruning or bracing will save it until the water itself improves. Your bloodstream is that water. Sugar acidifies it, processed oils inflame it, excess salt dehydrates it. The combination forms what some Japanese researchers poetically call senaka no sabitsuki, rust on the back. Remove the rust and the machinery moves smoothly again. Within a week of eliminating these foods, subtle changes appear. You wake without that heavy stiffness. Bending to tie shoes stops sounding like bubble wrap. After 3 weeks, even your posture shifts. Shoulders open, steps lengthen, energy rises. These are tangible signs of systemic healing triggered not by medicine, but by chemistry returning to balance. Here's how to realign a typical day. Breakfast. Oatmeal simmered in almond milk, topped with blueberries and chopped walnuts. The omega-3s and antioxidants inside that bowl will do more for your discs than any expensive supplement. Lunch. Grilled salmon drizzled with olive oil and lemon, tossed greens vibrant with color, not drowned in bottled dressing. Snack. Apple slices with almond butter, a handful of pumpkin seeds, or hummus with carrots instead of chips. Dinner. Roasted vegetables and chicken seasoned with turmeric, garlic, and black pepper, spices that directly block inflammation. Dessert. Sliced fruit chilled with a hint of cinnamon or frozen yogurt sweetened naturally. You're not dieting. You're rebuilding the foundation your spine stands on. Hydration deserves its own rule. Divide your body weight. In pounds, by 2, that as roughly the number of ounces of water your discs crave daily. Add a pinch of natural salt in 1 glass to replace minerals if you sweat heavily. Water keeps those gel-like discs plump, restoring the gap between vertebrae that gives you height and mobility. The Japanese approach to spinal longevity combines gentle motion with meticulous diet. They say, move fluid, eat balance. Movement circulates nutrition, food provides material. If even one is missing, the system breaks down. That's why centenarians from Okinawa, many of whom still garden and walk upright, eat simple, unprocessed foods, fish, vegetables, rice, green tea. Their backs reflect their plates. Western medicine is catching up. New MRI studies confirm that inflammation markers in spinal fluid drop after 6 weeks on a Mediterranean-style diet. That's the kind of internal rejuvenation stretching alone can't reach. Food is not passive fuel, it's information whispered directly to your genes. When you choose anti-inflammatory meals, you tell your body to repair instead of react. So what now? Begin by identifying and subtracting the trio: sugar, industrial oils, and processed meat. Write them down on a sticky note near your fridge as a daily reminder. Don't worry about perfection. Every meal minus one of those triggers is one step toward a younger spine. Think long game. 6 months from now, you could stand taller, flex easier, sleep deeper, all because you changed the chemistry feeding your back. And when temptation hits, as it will, remember this image. Your spine lengths as you hydrate and eat clean. Each disc regaining a millimeter of height, each joint sliding as it was made to. You are not merely preventing pain. You are reclaiming height, resilience, youth in motion. If this message resonates, give it a quiet thumbs up so more people see that true healing doesn't always come in a bottle. Subscribe for weekly doctor-guided insights that blend science with habits built for real life after 50. And share in the comments which of these 3 foods you are ready to drop first. Is it morning sugar, cooking oil, that pack of deli ham? Your simple choice could spark new life in someone else's back. Because healing the spine isn't about chasing youth, it's about feeding strength. One meal at a time, you can teach your body to rebuild the most important column in your life. Eat like your spine depends on it, because it does.